What's going on, guys? And welcome to the first episode of the Static Podcast, brought to you by Wally, me, founder of Yoda Gang, and also owner of this bad unit behind us here. We're here today with
White boy.
White Boy in the building, and you might ask, Static Podcast. Well, it's gonna be about a lot of things. We're gonna be talking about cars, obviously. We're gonna talk about businesses, other people's cars, builds, the car scene, money, a lot of things we're gonna get into today. First topic I wanna get into, basically talking about the stand scene a little bit. We're gonna get into that a lot, actually. Also, projects upcoming on Yoda Stand's Garage, updates on the shop, things that we got going on there, some behind the scenes also. We're gonna go way back into where everything started and basically whole Yoda game.
The whole Yoda Stands Garage became Yoda Stands Garage.
Yeah, like where it started and the key points of like
just the whole beginning to now.
Till now. Yeah. Basically since before we were dads. So,
before we were dads.
So now that he has a dad bod and I'm still
Wally's still the one that weighs 100 pounds away.
I'm still in my prime,
Wally's one kid strong.
We're both one kid strong, actually.
3. Onyx. The man, Bronix.
No, I'm saying I'm one kid.
Oh.
You're one kid. Onyx is one kid.
Benito
is about 4 kids deep, but we're not gonna get into that right now. We'll get into that when he comes on the channel. First things first, basically how Yoda Gang became. Well, it all started honestly with me buying a Toyota, actually, which some of you guys probably remember me from that car, which was the brown Doodoo Brown, the famous, infamous Doodoo Brown. We'll probably put it here in the little behind us and stuff like that. But you met me when I had Doodoo Brown, right?
Yeah, you was at, I would say, probably like almost the last stage of with Doodoo Brown. You had basically already
that
did
was like 2000.
I think it was like 2017.
Yeah, you was definitely what? How old were you?
I think I was either like.
You had your license because you was driving, or did you?
No. Actually, no. We actually met. It was a lot sooner than that.
It was before that.
Yeah, I think it was like 15, 16.
When you had I know I met you when you had the scooter.
Yeah, cause that's when I was riding around the block. I was like 17 there. When I was riding around on the scooter, riding around the block. And then that's when I got my first Toyota. And I think I had just turned 18. Yeah.
That's before, there was any suspension or anything for these cars.
Yeah, that's when we was literally, I remember, you guys had bought the eBay coilovers.
Yeah, they were $600.
And I bought because, no one used the rear. Everyone just used the front.
Yeah.
Because the problem with going low with the Corollas wasn't the back. It was always the front. So I bought Onyx's rear, and I just like chopped them up to make them fit onto mine.
Good times.
Those are the days.
Those were the real stance days.
The make it happen days.
Yeah, that was like, I feel like, obviously my brand says founded in 2012. Because that's kind of like when I came about
Yoda Gang.
Buying the Toyota, which that's where Yoda Gang came up.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started doing stuff to that car, where like when that 2012 era, nobody was really into camber. Nobody had like
I would say everything
stance cars, everything crazy like that.
The whole scene though was just really based off just like Honda was like the biggest thing at the time. Like,
it still is, but
it is, but now
I feel like it's more diverse now because it's more.
Now it's just whatever car you have, you're just gonna stance it.
Whatever car you have, you can literally go on Amazon, eBay, and
just buy a set of coilovers.
There's a breakdown list on what you can buy. Actually, BC probably makes coilovers for
almost everything,
almost every car now. But that's when it was hard to build a car. Like you had to go buy like the book, like go to a shop, hey, do you guys have this part? Can I get this part?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys make this part? No, you had to just wait.
That was like in the beginning of like the whole like eBay. That's when honestly it was actually buying everything off of eBay, not really off of Amazon. Wasn't even really a big thing at that time.
That's when kind of everything, yeah, like everything kind of started unfolding. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got the Corolla around 2012. Went right into it. That's when actually that was like the XXR and the
JNCs and
JNCs. That was when the real rep wheels were. When the rep wheels was at almost what everybody had basically because. If you had 3-piece wheels, it was because you was an old head.
You was already making your 6 figures.
You're already making your 6 figures. You had a family and everything.
Honestly, that's it's actually crazy. Like a lot of people like getting roasted whatnot for having reps, but like back then, like it didn't care. Like it was honestly back then was just more of like, damn, what was your specs? No matter like what the brand was, just then what are you on? Like having a 4 lug is like, damn, what do you what's your 16 by 9? Like what? Like that's crazy. Like it wasn't really like. Oh, this man's on XXRs or JNCs. Just
I feel like there was a outburst of XXR 002s. I feel like everybody and their mom had them.
That and then what was
the 501s?
Those
XXR 501s and the 002s.
And
I was like that's like when I started like buying wheels. I know I'm pretty sure like when you started when I met you and stuff, it was a lot of JNCs.
Yeah, that's when they was doing like the BBS's reps with like that the step lip.
Yeah, there was a lot of different reps out there. But yeah, that was like good times. But yeah, I had the Corolla. I actually owned that car for about 5 years. Almost 5 years. And that was the car that basically started everything that you guys are seeing today. And basically why we're sitting here today on this podcast, because of all the success and like all the doors that car actually opened for me. And meeting a lot of people that stuck around till now, like white boy, stuff like that. But yeah, that car definitely, I did a lot to that car. I feel like I was like one of the first ones that, I mean, I'm not claiming this, so don't roast me in the comments. I feel like Yoda Gang was like one of the first ones to have big boy camber. Mm-hmm. But this was like actually like late 2016. Mm-hmm. That's when we did the Doodoo Brown, where that did all the crazy.
Yeah, that's when you went to like real double digit numbers.
Yeah, because we were always, the max we always did was like 10. Then we went to 15 when Onyx did his car with the works, and then that's when we kind of like started doing 15. And
yeah, nowadays it's like you like to really be like, oh, like I'm cambered. It's like -15 and up.
Yeah, that's normal. Normal
like,
specs.
What you're on? Oh yeah, -15.
Like if you have -10, everybody's gonna be like,
like that's casual. Like that's basic
normal.
fitment.
That's normal specs. But yeah, I feel like that car definitely opened a lot of doors for me and put me in the position where I am today. So I give a lot of props to that build, even though it was just stock old Corolla on like whatever wheel I could find at the moment.
Yeah, you went through a lot of sets.
I had like every pair of the Whistlers too. Mm-hmm. The Whistlers. I had like every pair of rep wheel that you can imagine put on that car. And then like I said, the last setup was when I did the extreme camber with the
diamond
steelies that I bought for $140 that were thrown in somebody's backyard, all rusted out.
Those are what?
Those were some crazy specs. That was probably put a picture up here because you guys a lot of people don't know. But
I remember when you got those wheels. I think the offset was like
140 something,
negative 140. It was so crazy.
Basically, it was a steely. It was basically a steely that had 1-inch back spacing and a 8-inch lip. So they were by 9. So the whole thing was all offset.
I remember it was funny because when you first got those wheels and we put them on just to test fit them, and we were just laughing at how we could change the brakes with the wheels being on.
Yeah, like I probably can't find that picture.
Somewhere there has to be a picture.
I know I had a picture where I turned the wheel and you could see half of the caliper exposed. Mm-hmm. Like I could literally take off the 2 bolts and
change some brake pads.
Do brake pads without even lifting the car up. Yeah, it was crazy specs, but it was like more of a end of the era because I wanted to get rid of the car. So I drove it on stock wheels for like a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting rid of it."
That's when you did the. It was those are the
16-inch Steelies, stock 7-inch Steelies with a 165 40 tire with hubcaps. So it was literally just dragging on the floor, like it was.
That shit was low.
But that was a time where like it went way back, like where I started with cars, but that was like the time when like okay.
That was towards the end of dude. That was before it's like, all right, guys, we're gonna like, destroy this car.
Yeah. So yeah, Doodle Brown. I keep saying Doodle Brown. The brown Corolla, Doodle Brown, Chocolate Thunder. Nobody really knows that I called it that.
He called that when he was going to sleep.
But yeah, that car was the car that basically put me in the position to keep going and keep building cars. Like after that one, I built so many other cars. I had a Lexus. Probably not a lot of people know I had a Lexus IS 250. Put a picture here. I had a 85 Corolla that I built, put it on wheels, did side exhaust. That's also on this channel.
That was a big experiment too. Like we made that car was automatic.
It was automatic. We made it 5-speed. Broke a whole bunch of stuff on it. Did a side exit exhaust. A lot of stuff. But yeah, that one brought me to the white Corolla, which was Sensi Yoda. After that one, I got Jumba. Jumba, I had it for years. Did all crazy stuff. Wheels. That's actually when
That was the car. That was the first car that instantly went into like double digits.
Yeah, and then that was the first car that I actually put 3-piece wheels on. That was like my first official set of 3-piece wheels.
Yeah.
And then after that, then obviously had a little bit better jobs. Making a little bit more money. So I was like, okay, I could buy 3-piece wheels now. They're not that expensive. Now they're expensive, but they weren't that expensive back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had that one. After Jumba, I had what else? I had so many cars, but
yeah. At the time, it was Jumbo, the Lexus, the IS 250, and then I think you got rid of that. Oh, the Taco.
I had a Taco. Yeah. That one pretty much was just a.
It was just a work truck, but
That was a work truck, but
that truck almost seen a stance life. It was so close about getting like dumped on the ground,
but it was too good of a daily for me to mess it up. But yeah, after Jumba, after the Lexus, I got rid of the Lexus, and that's when I got this thing.
Right into the Camry.
And yeah, the Camry I feel like the Camry's at its final form.
Yeah.
As far as the looks of it,
and
360 all the way around, whole Yoda gang, Yoda Stance Garage, and it brings us right back to here, to the Static Podcast. And how everything started was obviously because of those cars, and now we're here, and now we're doing this to obviously get your guys' input, answer some of your guys' questions. If you guys have questions, just comment down below in the comments. If you guys want to roast us, you can roast us down below in the comments. It's okay. We'll go down. We're gonna read the comments.
Make sure you hit the subscribe and the like button.
Yeah, both.
If you're gonna roast us.
Yeah, if you're gonna roast us, at least be subscribed, so you can see when we answer back the questions that you guys are gonna be talking about. But it's a little bit, basically, a perspective from some of the OG members of the stance scene, at least in Central Florida. Obviously, I'm not gonna say I'm like the OG, like, back in the days, like, when there was like other people doing it, obviously, but at least from my OG perspective of when I feel like the stance scene came to something, then I can give you guys a little bit of pointers. I can talk about a lot of stuff that was done back then that's not done now, how the scene has changed, and also get a lot of your guys' input if you guys are interested in being on the channel, if you guys are interested in, possibly sitting here with White Boy sitting, and, give us your story on how you see the stance scene and everything like that. And also businesses, other brands that want to come on the channel and, just talk about brand marketing and stuff like that, business opportunities, a little bit of everything. Other businesses that are in the car scene, even the racing, like even race cars. Like I'll put a race car right here behind us, and we'll sit here and chop it up about cars, about race cars, just cars in general, and just topics about life around cars and stuff like that. But that pretty much is gonna sum up today's episode of the Static Podcast. To get that name in your guys' head because you're gonna be seeing a lot of it. We're gonna try to do a weekly drop, as far as like episodes. This is gonna be episode 1. This is our first trial, so don't bash us in the comments. This is our first time doing this podcast.
We dipping our hands in the water.
We're dipping our hands in it. We got the channel going, we got the YouTube, but this is a little bit different than what we usually do on the channel. This is gonna be a playlist going on the channel, so if you ever want to go back to other episodes, they're gonna all be in order, and hopefully you guys dig it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we hope to see you on the next episode. And
stay tuned. We got plenty of good stuff coming.
Basically, plenty of good stuff. A lot of funny stuff too. Right now, this might have been just a little bit of a yap session, but
like it's a little teaser. Just know it's a little teaser.
Little teaser to what's to come. A lot to talk about. But that's gonna do it for today's episode of the Static Podcast. I hope to see you guys on the next one. And I don't know what the outro is gonna be, but
stay tuned.
It's gonna be stay tuned to the Static Podcast.
That would go.
See you guys.
Just walk off set.